Hey, what's up? Today, I'm gonna show you how I polish my frets using the Rosette fret polishing kit. I've never polished frets before, dressed them, or done any fret work before in my life, but there's a first time for everything. So I figure, why not demonstrate it on my beautiful ESP George Lynch custom here. So we'll get it polished, string it up, plug it in, give it a scrum, see what happens. So the kit just arrived in a regular envelope like this. And again, this is the Rosette fret polishing kit. It was just a recommendation from one of my buddies. And I never really would have thought of fret polishing, but it's been brought up to me recently in comments on the channel here, people talking about polishing and dressing frets. And I've never polished my frets before. I've actually never even considered it, but so this is the stainless steel fretboard protector, and supposedly it will bend and adjust to your neck profile, and you just simply hold it in position over each fret as you do the dressing work. But back to what I was saying, I guess I thought having your frets dressed was a super involved process that required special tools, measurements, and maybe even removing the frets. And the thought of something like that is just too much for me. But this system seems simple enough, and it comes with 4 different grades of polishing paper. The green is 400, gray is 600, blue is 1200, and pink is 4000. You get the little instruction manual with all of that and the directions for how to use everything. So yeah, those things and the protective blade, and that's really all we've got here. These things feel so fine. It's just like a cloth or paper. Really hard to tell the difference. Of the backs all just feel the same, and they kind of look different. So that's how you can tell what's the back and what's the front there. And so yeah, hopefully this whole process gets my frets just looking, feeling brand new again, because it makes sense. Over time, friction from my strings have dulled the frets and perhaps even damaged them in spots with indentations from the string, stuff like that. So if there's any easy way to just smooth these guys out and make them feel like I'm playing on glass, then that sounds good. Again, we're gonna be working with my George Lynch custom. It's an ESP GL56. Here's my spring configuration. Don't know why I've got 4 in there. I never even used the whammy bar on this thing, but anyways, I love it. It's one of my workhorses, but let's peel these strings off and get started. So we got the strings off there, and I'm giving it just a little cleanup here so we can start from a good place. I always like to work on a nicely cleaned up guitar. Well, I guess I'm constantly cleaning throughout the whole process, but anyways. So in the directions, it says to cut a 1-inch strip from each color of the polishing fabric, and this will allow you to maneuver the cloth more easily. I didn't know in what direction they meant an inch, but let's just try that and see what happens. I'm going to arrange them in the order that I'm supposed to be using them, because again, it goes green, gray, blue, pink, ranging from 400 to 4000 grit. And as it gets higher, it gets less coarse. So the fret guard is supposed to just fit right over a fret like that, and it does. Fits nicely. And what that's going to do is it's going to protect your actual fretboard. So as you're polishing, you're only hitting the actual metal part of the fret there and not getting along the sides and damaging your fretboard. And that's what that fret guard's going to do here. How does it fit? We move all the way up here. It doesn't quite fit because it hits another fret as the frets, the space in between gets thinner. So I'm going to have to pull an audible once we get up there, but let's give this a try, starting with the green, the 400 grit, which is the most coarse, but literally, it feels like a t-shirt. It's so smooth. It's not like sandpaper, which I didn't know what I was expecting, but it's way smoother than I thought. Then we'll move to the blue. It just says to do a few strokes back and forth, so I'm really just kind of feeling this out as I go. Each one, maybe 10 or 20 passes back and forth. We'll see how it works out and make adjustments as we go. Maybe certain frets are more worn than others. I don't know. Again, my first time. On to the final one here, 4000 grit. So fine, so smooth, but dude, I can tell already, as a matter of fact. It's looking good. I can see the difference. Look at that. Can you see how it's shinier than the second fret that I haven't done yet? It's got a nice sheen to it. It feels like glass, I gotta say. Pretty sweet. Let's move on. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm not gonna do each color per fret. I'm gonna do all the frets with the green, then all the frets with the blue. I think that'll just be an easier system. Just kind of remember so I don't lose my place and lose track of exactly where I'm at. Take a look at this. That's what's coming off those frets already. So I don't know what that is. Graphite, metal, I don't know what frets are made of. I know nowadays a lot of frets are stainless steel, and I think that eliminates the need for this as much. I'm not sure. But these, as far as I know, are not stainless steel. I don't know what they're made of, really. So that process went well. So what I'm doing there is kind of using the edge of the fret guard, just turning it and doing kind of like one side at a time of each fret since it wouldn't fit on there. Look at that thing, man. After doing all 22 frets, and look at that thing looks super polished. It's funny. So yeah, pretty dirty. Get rid of that, won't need any more. We'll move on. Just a quick opportunity to point out the Nomad. Many of you guys have heard me mention this before, but I'm gonna keep mentioning it because it's a product that I love. Available Sweetwater, Amazon. 2 tools there. Just imagine the strings were on here. You can get underneath all the strings in the nooks and crannies. That little brush is just amazing. So I kind of think of this as like sharpening a knife. That is this leaving little metal shavings all over. So just wanted to give it a quick cleanup. No sponsor on the Nomad, no sponsor on this Rosette product, anything like that. Just, again, I always just like recommending products that I like and that I'm enjoying here. So I do think I'm really gonna like this one. The results look like they're gonna be awesome. The frets are already looking insane. These seriously look like they're gonna be so fast and feel so great to play. Dang, look how dirty that is. Look at my thumb. Wow. So I think that once you get into a rhythm here, like I'm kind of in, I kind of figured out what I'm doing here and just keeping things in order, it starts to go, I don't know if quick is the right word, but I'm just comfortable now, even only 3/4 of the way in here with plenty of guitars still to do. But one thing I just noticed right here, and you'll notice stuff along the way, I noticed a little groove. So I'm gonna go back to my more coarse 400 grit green one there and try to work that little notch out. And I better go in order, you know, just to work it from coarsest to least coarse. Go through here, I'm starting to notice, I just got some little indentations in this area. So I'm just gonna spend a little extra time and work those out, and it's working. It feels beautiful, feels nice and smooth. And that's the beauty of having these different levels of paper and their fineness. That with each pass, you get a little more detailed, a little more involved. And if you're willing to be that meticulous, like you're taking things to this level with your guitar, then yeah, might as well be meticulous. So here we go with the pink, the final step. And look at my thumb there. That's crazy. Dirty job. But yeah, I definitely see and feel the difference here. This is just what the doctor ordered. I'm excited to string this guy up and see how it plays and feels. And plus, I got a bunch of other guitars that I've just played way more than this guitar, and I'm sure the frets are far more worn out. There's the final result of the pink one. All right, I'm gonna try my best not to touch my fingertips to the guitar till I'm able to wash my hands. So let's do that right now, and we'll get this guy strung up. Going with the Dean Markley Blue Steel 10 through 46, 10, 13, 17, 26, 36, 46. So let's give it a try. All right, so we got this guy looking good, feeling nice. Let's put our new date and time sticker on here. Something I always do, so you know when the strings were changed, what gauge is on there, all that. Just a little pro trick of the trade. September 28th, 2022, 10 through 46. We are good to go. Let's see how it plays and feels.
So I think it's feeling really good, guys. The strings feel like they're gliding across the frets seamlessly, and I recommend a polishing like this if your frets are looking or feeling worn out. And if you read the reviews on this thing, everyone is raving about the difference they noticed after using it. Couple that with its ease of use, and this thing is a no-brainer. And the price? Come on, $8. Also, there's a Diodario kit you can grab from Sweetwater if you feel like checking that out if you want to do some comparison shopping. Links for everything I talk about in my videos are always in the description. Please take a moment to browse through the description, as there may be something that catches your eye. Also, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, as I release weekly videos and I don't want you to miss a single one. Anyway, I got a lot of work ahead of me as I take on the rest of my arsenal and get all those frets smooth and gleaming. Before you go, if you're having other issues with your guitar, like intonation, truss rods, Floyd Rose stuff, make sure you check out more from my string changing series tutorials and join my Patreon club to help support the channel and hear my new music first. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.